What indication do you have about whether or not Hunter Biden will show up tomorrow?
I have no indication. I don't know what's going to happen there. It's an absurd situation when Hunter Biden says he is happy to come and answer any and all questions for as long as they want to ask questions. But he wants to do it in front of the whole world with all the TV cameras running. And Chairman Comer says, no, it's got to be in secret in the back rooms.
How disingenuous of Jamie Raskin. That was Maryland Congressman and House Oversight Committee ranking member Jamie Raskin yesterday, misleading the public on telling Fox Hunter is expected to appear for testimony. Fox News sources say that he is expected to appear today for testimony. This morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer is vowing to hold Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress if, in fact, the first son does not appear for that deposition. Comer explaining what that means to me on the program last week. Watch.
He should be afraid of that. Why? He should be more afraid of that than anyone in America because he's in more trouble than anyone in America, probably who's ever been subpoenaed in front of a congressional investigation. I mean, this guy is under investigation for crimes ranging from money laundering to securities fraud and everything in between. If he gets voted in contempt of Congress, that's more penalties that he's going to have to pay a price for when his judgment day finally happens.
Joining me right now is South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace, a member of the House Oversight Committee. And Congresswoman, thanks very much for joining us this morning. The reason I said that Jamie Raskin appeared to me to be disingenuous is because he's a ranking member on your committee. He's the ranking member in the Oversight Committee, and yet he's telling us that it's absurd that Hunter Biden wants the cameras rolling and everybody to see him answering the questions, but James Comer wants him in a dark, closed room. Explain the difference of these two hearings, closed and open. And Jamie Raskin knows this very well.
Oh, he knows this very well. And what you saw there is the media, this is treating this like a game, and the left playing defense here. In a public hearing, you get 5 minutes. Every member of Congress only gets 5 minutes of questioning for any witness that comes before the committee. In a deposition, however, and I will be there this morning at 9:30 for the deposition, Maria, but we'll be able to ask him hundreds of questions today, seated down for hours on end until all of them are answered. He will have to do it under oath so that when we have him come before the hearing in public, we'll have a lot more information rather than a very limited time hearing in the public for an hour or two. The deposition is the right way to go about this. And what we're seeing today and what we know is that Hunter Biden sold Joe Biden to the highest bidder. Countries like Russia, China, Ukraine, Romania bought it, and that's what we got to get to the bottom of.
So what questions do you want to ask Hunter Biden should he show up today, and should he not take the fifth?
Well, what else was he selling? What kind of influence peddling was happening? How much money was exchanged? How did Joe Biden get paid? That is the number one question, because you cannot say Hunter without saying Biden. And we all know that Joe Biden was involved with this. We know by the lies that he has told, the White House has told, the White House press secretary has told. We know that Joe Biden was involved. And that's where, at the end of the day, we have to get to the bottom of that. So
can you identify any actual policy decisions that Joe Biden has made in response to getting paid for those policy changes?
Well, we'll have to, that'll be part of the investigation, but I know in public media reports going years back, there was some influence peddling in Ukraine with the firing of that prosecutor. All of that is tied together in this web of lies by the Biden family, including Joe Biden.
Now, you and your colleagues are taking this impeachment inquiry, formalizing it. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is defending the impeachment push yesterday. He said that the White House is stonewalling, and that is what has forced your hand. Watch this.
The impeachment inquiry is necessary now because we've come to this impasse where following the facts where they lead is hitting a stone wall because the White House is impeding that investigation now. They're not allowing witnesses to come forward and thousands of pages of documents. So we have no choice. To fulfill our constitutional responsibility, we have to take the next step.
Why do you think formalizing this impeachment inquiry is going to get you anything more in terms of access?
Well, it gives us greater and broader subpoena powers, number one. And Speaker Mike Johnson is right. We have been stonewalled by the White House. The entire world has seen Joe Biden and his administration lie about his involvement with Hunter Biden and his business partners. And so this is the next step. We're using facts. We're using evidence. We're using the inquiry in a serious line of questioning. We're not politicizing the process. I've never wanted to see the process politicized. I've always said, let's follow the facts and go where they lead us. And this is the next step in that process. process.
Well, tell me about what you're hearing from your colleagues. We just heard Jamie Raskin mischaracterizing the forum. The House Democrats are also focusing on the title of the impeachment resolution. They say it leaves out the word transparency and a transparency clause. Remember, in 2019, the Democrats' resolution was called Open and Transparent Investigative Proceedings by the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. The 2023 resolution, titled Investigative Proceedings by the Committee on Oversight and Accountability. Jamie Raskin claims this is suspicious, Congresswoman.
Oh, they're just so full of it. They're mincing words, the word salad by the left here, and their grave defense of Joe Biden's corruption and bribery and money laundering and wire fraud, all the things that we're going to see as this thing unfolds. It's crazy because you have the media thinking it's a game and the left playing defense here, and that's exactly what we're seeing unfold. And quite frankly, I come from a purple district. We have a lot of political variety in South Carolina in my district, and the majority of folks where I represent believe that the Biden family, including Joe Biden, did something wrong and did something illegal here, and they support this investigation.
All right, Congresswoman, we'll be watching. Thanks very much, Nancy Mace, joining us this morning in D.C. Thank you.